Just want to start out by saying I'm not a mechanic, and you're doing this at your own risk if you're following my advice. This is a 2005 Suzuki Boulevard C90. We're doing an oil change on it. I ran it already, drove it to the store and back so it's warm, so the oil's warm and the oil drain out. So you want to do that first. This has like 15,000 miles on it, not very much. It's got a little bit of an oil leak. I'm not sure what is causing it. I haven't gotten into it yet. Let's see, the Fram PH 6018 is the oil filter for this. So this is STP S6018. 6018 is the number. I heard lots of people say that you can't use anything but motorcycle grade oil. And I talked to a mechanic. He said if you use what is called for in the manual, the viscosity, and synthetic if it calls for synthetic, as long as it is not the energy saving oil, it will work in your bike. So this one takes 10W40 synthetic, and I got the cheap Walmart stuff, but I'm changing the oil a lot too. So anyways, I'm going to use that 4.5 quarts, and we're on, in America it would be the passenger side, the right side of the bike. 2 pipes are there. So you got to take the two. I already took this off. Sorry about the wiggling around. It's just me with my hands on this. You take the two 5mm Allen wrench bolts off right here, and that's where your filler cap is, right there, the black cap. And then take the cap off. Of course, I'm not going to be able to do it in the angle that I'm in. This will let the oil flow out easier. And I'll set it here with my cover. And then let me get the oil, 14mm for the oil cap on the bottom. 14mm socket. And then if you look down under here, the oil cap is right there, and you can see you got a pretty good oil leak going on. So that, take that off with this, and I'm not going to be able to do that while I'm holding the camera. I'll just at least show you, because I see some people saying, oh, you didn't show nothing. So counterclockwise, yes, I'm not going to be able to do that on the camera either. Counterclockwise on this, and then once you're done with that and you drain it all out, then we'll go to the next part. I'm gonna get this draining. All right, so the oil is draining out of that, and that was a 14mm bolt. Goes in there. Take the bolt, which is right here, and just wipe it off with a clean rag and set that aside. And then once that is drained, we do the filter, which is up in the front. I'll show you where that is. Okay, so the filter, if you're looking at the bike on the right side, is right here. See it right there. And what we're gonna do is loosen that with an oil filter wrench. You don't tighten it back up with an oil filter wrench, but I'll show you that in a minute. So I got this oil filter wrench at Walmart. It's Hyper Tough 4213. So put my socket on it. It's got 65, 67 over 14 in the middle. All right, so you just put this on. It's really tough to do it this way. Record it, but I just wanted to show you guys. It's hard to watch the camera and get this on there at the same time. Okay, so it's already loose because it's hand tight. Then you just get in there with your hand and loosen it the rest of the way. Make sure that you got the pan underneath it because it's going to leak oil. And then that filter comes out like that. And let it drip until it's done, which is just about done. And I forgot to put the tray underneath the back part, so that leaked out a little bit. But now the next step is to put the bolt in the back, the cap. After it's cleaned off. I don't spend enough time with this motorcycle. I actually only use it for short trips if I need it, if there's an issue with the car or something like that. So that goes on there, and then you tighten that up, not too tight. And then I'll show you what to do with the oil filter. All right, and then the new oil filter comes with a plastic wrapper on it. So you pull that off, then you stick your finger into the new oil that you have and go around that black seal. So I'm gonna take that plastic off and then show you how to do that. I watch these YouTube mechanics do stuff and they make it look so easy with a camera in their hand. Anyways, stick my finger in the oil. I did get some oil on the floor because that little pan that I used was not the right thing. The other one got thrown out for some reason. You take the clean oil, make sure there's no dirt on the O-ring, wipe it off, and then this just goes hand tight right in the spot where the old one goes. Look at that mess. It's hard to get the camera in there. So anyways, my hand is on it. I'm just twisting it in there. Clockwise, and then you do it just hand tight. This is a sucky video. Sorry, you guys. Well, I'm debating on whether I want to post this video with all my messes and screw ups and everything else, but so you put your funnel in the hole on top once you got the cap back in and the filter on, and then fill it with 4.5 quarts of synthetic 10W40. You know, you can use a motorcycle blend, or you can use synthetic 10W40 and run it. There's a lot of people that would argue against using that, but I don't know. I found some people that said that it's fine, or motorcycle mechanics and stuff like that. So do what you want. So I'm gonna fill this up, and then the other thing is you just start it, run it, look for leaks, and then you're good to go. All right, so I filled this up with oil already. Once that's done, then put the cap back on, make sure it's tight. You're not gonna use any tools on that or you'll mess it up. And then start the bike, run it for a few minutes, let it warm up, let the oil flow through in the filter, and then once that's done, then you got to stand the bike up on 2 wheels basically, and try to check the oil level in this little window down here. So I'm gonna start it and then run it for a couple minutes, and then show you what to do next. So I would also recommend that you put some cardboard down, because I made a mess with this thing. But basically you want to check underneath, make sure nothing is dripping, and there is nothing dripping. Obviously it was when I used that little garden thing to catch the oil in. My fault. We got it pretty much cleaned up. Oil filter, I don't know if you can see it. See the STP right there in the middle? That's it. And look for any oil. Now you're gonna look at that window right there, and that is not showing any oil. But once you put it up on 2 wheels, not on a kickstand, it'll show the oil in there. All right, so now I'm trying to hold this up right in the center, and you can see the oil in the window, right in the middle where it's supposed to be. You know, if I tip it a little bit more, then it's hard. So I'm just trying really hard to get it right in the center. But anyways, that's where that is. And then you take your cover, which I wiped off. All right, so then take your cover, set it back on there, start to screw these in by hand. You don't want to start out with a drill or anything like that. These kind of things I don't ever use a drill on. Basically tighten it up. Been working on the Detroit 60 so much with the different things on that. That's my my semi truck that I own. That I haven't really been doing anything else but driving and working on that thing. And that's it. Then you give it a good turn, snug it up. Same thing with that. I don't know if I did a video on the back gear oil. I changed that, what was it, last year? So doesn't need it again right now, but I'll do a video on that if I haven't done that next time I change it. All right, later.